Alright, I'm going to make this quick little video here. Seems to be a big debate on what so-called planets and stars actually look like. I've seen a lot of people putting things like this out, claiming this is what Jupiter really looks like. Now this with the P900.
That's Jupiter. Looks nothing like the pictures NASA shows us.
Okay, now I was getting this wrong too. I mean, I wasn't putting out a lot of videos about it, but this, see these circles here? Okay, I'll show you what's causing that. Um, there are multiple lenses inside your zoom camera, just like this, and those circles are being caused by the light scattering too wide on the inside of the camera, and you can see the outlines of the lenses. That's all it is. Okay, this is pretty simple. I made some videos where I forced my camera out of focus just to show that this can be easily recreated. Okay, this is a cell tower right outside my house. I'm zooming in on it, and I'm going to put the P900 in manual focus and then force it out of focus. See, you get the same watering effect. And this light's a little bright, but you still can see the circles. That's just from being out of focus. You get that watery effect, and then the circles. Okay, I did this a few times. I tried it with a street light here. See the circles? Not getting quite as much of the watery effect, but you can still see the circles there. It just depends on the light source of, how it's going to look. But this is out of focus. See, that's just the street light right there. That's not a star. And that's not what stars and planets look like. I said a lot of people are getting this wrong, and I said this is just it's a learning experience. This is, I believe this is Venus. It's either Venus or Jupiter, I can't remember. But that is in focus. I took that with the P900. You have to use manual focus when you're taking these pictures of these things. I've even seen people get it wrong with telescopes. You can look here. This person has put out this video showing Sirius looking like this. Now, this is caused by the telescope being out of focus. I'll show you that in just a second. He starts out the video with it, it's more in focus back here. That's kind of what you would see in focus. And then, they get to doing all this, and that's out of focus. This black hole in the center and these lines, these 4 lines coming off, are caused by the telescope. He said he took it with a Newtonian telescope. This is a Newtonian type telescope. See the black circle, the 4 lines. That's what's happening. The light's being scattered too wide because it's out of focus. It's picking up, the inside of it, and this aperture, whatever you call this right here. I'm not up on all the terms, but people are just getting it wrong. It's not a huge deal, but people, we need to just learn from our mistakes and know that this is not actually how things look. This is the cell tower right outside my house that I was focusing on that light about right there. When I made it go out of focus, it looked like water. It's not that far away. It's not far enough away for any kind of atmosphere to be causing that. That's just the camera being out of focus. And there's a lot of people arguing about this, but here, do this for yourself. Go out, put your camera in manual mode and put, zoom in on a distant light, put it out of focus. You'll see. That's what happens. It's not rocket science. It's not that big deal. But I've taken all my videos and pictures down that look like that, with the circles. Anything I've taken that looks like this, I've removed it, taken it down. We were making a mistake. That's all there is to it. Please share this with everybody you know that's got a P900. Here's a, where is it? This here is Jupiter and its moons. This is taken through a telescope by a flat earther. But he brought this up to some people, and they were really attacking him, saying that he was faking stuff. But it's not fake. This is one that I did with the P900. This is about, see, it starts out of focus. Now, on automatic focus, it cannot focus because there's not enough light. The camera sensor cannot pick up the light, and it can't focus on it. But you manually focus, and this is, it's really hard to do this with this camera. It's not a telescope. People think it's a telescope. It's not. But this is pretty decent. This is, you can even see the moons here. That is Jupiter. That's what it really looks like when it's in focus. It's really hard to keep the camera steady when you're zoomed in that far. I was trying this little trick where I shined a light into the camera to trick it, the exposure into being a little better. And this is just straight off my camera. I mean, you might be able to run this through some filters and clean up this haziness. I don't know. I'm not a video editor. I've never, run any of this through any kind of editing software. But this is what you should expect to see, when you are in focus with your P900 or any other kind of camera, telescope, whatever you're using. But, binoculars have multiple lenses inside too. If they're out of focus, it could probably cause the same, circles and watering effect that you're getting, So, I just wanted to put this out there, try to stop this debate about, people keep putting these things out, flat earthers. I'm a flat earther. I mean, there's no doubt about it, but, this is not what things look like. That is out of focus. And you see the same circles that I showed you when I did with the street light and the water tower and the watering effect. All that is just out of focus. That's not what Venus looks like. I mean, I've seen the memes where they show a meme with this and then an actual picture of Venus beside it and say that, this is wrong. I'm not sure if this is Venus or not, but I'm pretty sure that's Venus. That's somebody else's picture. But they say Venus is just like the moon, goes through phases. That's supposedly a phase of Venus, but that is a real picture. That's not fake. Nobody's trying to trick you on stuff like that. This here is not real. This is a problem with the focus on the camera. All right. I hope this helps some people. I know it helped me. I found out about this, and I had to do this little test for myself, and found out, we are getting it wrong. So just thought I'd share this with everybody. Thanks.